How to stop being lazy and get stuff done. Guys, it's Rick Ginn. In today's video, if you suffer from a problem of not being able to get stuff done, I'm going to show you how to cure it. And more specifically, I'm going to give you the 4 steps that you need to take action on today to cure this problem. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best up-to-date information on wholesaling today. So you're tired of being lazy, you've identified it, and you want to get stuff done, and you're watching this video on how to figure out how to do it. So listen, you're not alone if you're thinking these exact same thoughts of the title of this video. I myself have been caught in a lazy mode and like, how can I get stuff done when I first started? And I want to show you the actionable steps that you can take to fix this. So the first thing you have to do is get into your mind. And the reality is the conversations you're having with yourself, AKA your thoughts, are what are ultimately probably going to hold you back. Let's face it, you yourself beat you up more than anybody else in this entire world. That's including your entire family. You get in arguments with yourself. You fight with yourself. You accuse yourself of being lazy and don't have the ability to get stuff done. So what you need to do is recognize your thought patterns first. And you need to, number one, stop doing it. Stop beating yourself up. And okay, well, Rick, if I'm not going to beat myself up, it's like naturally ingrained in me. Here's what you're going to do. You need to become your own biggest fan. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. It just means if you can't support yourself, it's hard to ask anybody else around you to support you. And nobody ever talks about how to get in the mindset of how to support yourself. Number one, stop your negative talk, because most of the stuff you talk about is never going to come true anyways. It is your body's and your brain's ability to think of worst case scenarios. So stop it. Number two, become your biggest fan. Like, you know what? If you want to be the greatest wholesaler, then set out to do it and start taking positive steps in your thinking before you start wholesaling. The reality is, if you set yourself up for failure and you beat yourself up before you even start, you've already lost the game. So number one, you have to recognize your thoughts. And if you have these negative thought patterns, stop it. How do you stop it? Number one, you recognize it. And number two, you change it. The best way to fix how you think in your mind is you have to start feeding your mind the right stuff. The reality is a lot of your negative stuff comes from your environment. It's not even coming from you. It's your parents. It's your family. It's your friends. It's that thing called the TV you guys sit in front of every night and consume ridiculous amounts of information. So if I was on a diet and I want to lose weight and become more physically fit, do you think I can sit there and just feed myself whatever I want? No. So you have to go on a mental diet. And I wouldn't even call it a diet, because a diet is temporary. The word die and diet is in there for a reason. You have to make a life shift. So if you're tired of the negative talk and self-sabotaging yourself, then start by stopping it. That means you're going to recognize it. And number two, you got to start feeding the right stuff to your mind. Start reading books of stuff you're interested in. And don't just skim the first 4 pages. Finish the entire book. Don't touch another book till you get it done. So guys, when we talk about being lazy and trying to get stuff done, the first thing you have to do is fix your mindset. Once you recognize it, you have to feed it the right stuff. So start there. The next thing is, once we start building this momentum with our mindset, is you are going to do it with sheer willpower in the beginning. And you guys understand how willpower works. It means you're forcing yourself to do something. You have to remind yourself every minute, if not every second of the day, to do something that's awkward and uncomfortable. The willpower will get you through it. Now, willpower is temporary. The goal here is to get willpower from temporary to permanent. So we want to convert willpower to discipline. And how long does that take? On average, people tell you 21 days. I'm telling you, it's a solid 30 days. Once you implement the self-discipline of willpower, once you keep it on a consistent basis for 30 days, it'll eventually become a discipline. Let me give you an example. If you wanted to go and work out and you wanted to become stronger and physically fit, you have to force yourself to do the first few workouts. They're painful, they're grueling. I get it. It's a pain in the butt. But after a few days of it, a few weeks, and after 30 days, you'll actually start to crave it to the point it becomes a discipline and you don't have to think about it every willing second of the day. So what we're going to do is start you out with the willpower and then convert it over to discipline after 30 days of consecutive use. So the question you're probably asking me is, okay, Rick, how do I convert willpower to discipline? Number one, it's about consistency. And number two, probably the most important piece to this is stop negotiating with yourself. If you set a target, do not move from it. Let me give you an example. If you want to wake up at 7 a.m. to get your workday started, your alarm clock goes off, your body's not going to feel like doing it because it's in the old mode. So your willpower is going to have to say, listen, I need to get up even though I'm not comfortable doing this, but this is what's going to allow me to accomplish my goals for the day, and I'm going to suck it up and get through this. Now, once you're up and you get going, you're fine with it. But the problem is you've been conditioned that I'm tired, I'm groggy, I'll just sleep in a little bit longer. Stop negotiating. It's not going to work. Your mind has to control your body. It can't be the other way around. So now that we understand how to convert that willpower to discipline, and I just shared the key secret to it, is you've got to understand this, is stop trying to be the master of everything. It is an impossible task. I've tried it. Millions of other people have tried it, and it's just going to set you up for failure. So you don't want to be the jack of all trades. What you want to do is pick one thing and just be the best at it and do it to the greatest of your ability. Think about this. If I wanted to learn how to do wholesaling with no experience, and I know I got to log 1,000 hours in, and I'm going to get up at 7 in the morning and I'm going to do it till 7 o'clock at night, and then you decide that you want to play a guitar and you want to master that as well. And you go, okay, well, I'm going to put another 4 hours before I go in the bed on that. The reality is you're going to be okay at two things and you're going to wind up being a jack of all trades. Stop spreading yourself so thin. The best way to learn anything and get stuff done and engage yourself is to focus on one singular activity of what you're doing. So if you're dedicating yourself to wholesaling real estate, is immerse yourself into it, dive into it, and try not to learn 3 or 4 other new tasks with it, because the best way to learn something is to immerse yourself in it, learn it thoroughly, take actions, do it over and over, and learn from your mistakes. That's how you progress in it. Anyone who became great at anything, they had one singular focus and they went all in on it. If you're going to try to dabble in wholesaling real estate, you're going to get dabbling results. If you want to become really good at it, go all in and immerse yourself and take 3 months and go, this is what I'm dedicating to it. I'm not telling you to stop talking to your family or do anything like that, but don't try to pick up the guitar. Don't try to pick up some crazy workout routine. Don't go on an extreme diet. You have to pick one singular focus. And if you do that, your mind will gravitate towards it and accomplish the best to its ability to get the outcome you desire. This is a secret. The people who try to do everything, they're jacks of all trades. They don't get anywhere. Singular focus will get you where you want to go. You have to embrace this action. Another key piece to putting this whole plan together of stop being lazy and getting stuff done is you've got to understand the word balance. And this word is used against you. You ever hear this? Like, you got to have the perfect balance in life. And I'm here to tell you it's an illusion. Why? Because I've been on this journey for 21 years. And if I told you everything was always perfect in my life and it was this perfect balanced seesaw, it's not. It's more like this and that. And what happens is the balance of life is, say you focus on your business and you go all in on your business. Well, sometimes your family life suffers. You're not spending as much time with your loved ones and stuff like that, and that can suffer. And the opposite can happen. If you spend too much time with your family and you don't get any work done, then your work gets out of whack, your family life gets better. And then, guys, if we throw in health and fitness and how we eat, your spiritual, all your connections to society, social media, it is a constant evolving thing. So here's what you want to do. You always want to have your core elements in place. So make sure your family dynamics is solid as you can get, because if you don't have that solved, everything will get out of balance. Then basically what you want to do, you just want to build on your health, and then you want to go to your work and business. After that, it's somewhat a balancing act. We only have so much time. We only have so much experience on this earth to try to tell you this illusion where everything has to be balanced perfectly. I've never met anybody on planet Earth that has ever figured this out perfectly, including myself. So don't live up to this crazy illusion that everything has to be balanced perfect in your life. It's okay to go deeper in your business, especially in the beginning of exploring on it. Just let your family know what you're doing, why you're spending so much time, because the ultimate goal is to benefit them so you can free up your time and become financially free. We all understand we have to make sacrifices to get there. So the key in balance is communicating it with your loved ones and understanding and let them know why you're doing this focus, instead of just leaving them on an island and just working a couple hundred hours a week. That doesn't work. So if you understand how balance works, it's a constant moving seesaw. It is never this perfect balanced seesaw. It is impossible. Start with your family. go to your health, and then get the business that you need to take care of your family. And after that, it is now you're stacking stones on top of each other. It's never going to be perfect. Sometimes they fall down. Sometimes you have to rebuild them. That's what we call life, and that's why you have to understand the illusion of balance. So let me go into and give you the 4 actionable steps you need to take to get rid of your laziness and get stuff done, and you can start these today in your wholesaling business. Number 1, you guys have to get a dedicated calendar. I prefer a digital one because you can carry it around on your laptop. You can carry it around on your cell phone. The easiest way to do is simple Google Calendar. It's free, so you don't have an excuse. You don't have to pay any money. You just have to have an internet connection. And listen, if it's not in your calendar, it does not get done. So many of you are running around the seat of your pants without any type of calendar, and you want to know why you're wandering around aimlessly in life. You have a choice. You either dictate what you're going to get done in life, and if you don't, others around you will dictate what you're going to do in life. The reality is probably 80 to 90% of the population lets everybody dictate what's going to go on. You have to take control. How do you do that? Implement a calendar. If you haven't used one, it's going to feel terribly awkward. But after 30 days, you're going to question yourself, how did I ever live without doing this calendar? If it's not scheduled, it means it's not important and you're not going to do it. So guys, start with the calendar and implement it today, right now. Start planning for tomorrow. So at the end of your day, you should be planning for the next day so you can dictate what you're going to get accomplished that day. That will lead to weekly goals. It will lead to monthly. It'll lead to quarterly, and it will get you to your yearly goal results. The next thing I want you to do with your calendar while we talk about it, step 2, is use what we call block time. And block time can be either in like an hour or 2-hour increments. And so what I like to do is the first thing is we are always focusing on sales and marketing when we're starting out in wholesaling real estate. So that's got to be your priority of your calendar. So if you only have so many hours in a day, is I'm going to take any time from like 9 to 7 p.m. and make those prime marketing times. I'm going to do cold calls. I'm going to set up all my marketing activities, emails, phone calls, appointments, everything I can do because that's when people are awake. Anytime before that, you can use towards planning, creating any type of content to help out your clients. And the idea here is to block the time. Now, what I find is most people past 2 hours are not very productive. So if I'm going to do cold calling, I'm going to set up like a 2-hour window, and that's what I'm going to do. And at the end of it, I'm going to write down the results of my cold calling. How many people did I call? How many did I connect? How many people I got follow-up appointments? How many people we put in the database? How many contracts did we write? And from that is going to lead us to our next step, step 3, which is setting accountability goals. And it's simple. You have to start with your daily activities. So start with your calendar. If you blocked off 2 hours for cold calling, what were the results? Put them in your accountability chart. This should focus on anything with sales and marketing that pushes the needle. This does not account for accounting. It does not account for playtime with the kids. It's just what did you do to push the needle in your business today? Now, when you do these 2-hour time blocks, take 30 minutes behind it and take a break. Get a snack, get a bite to eat, call your friends back, whatever you got to do. If you try to schedule every minute of your day, you're going to fail because life happens, stuff comes up, and what you want to do is take your set times and you want to build them in. And then from there, when you have these laser focused times, you can create accountability goals and then just start with them daily. And then you can accrue them weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then yearly. And that's the KPI you can measure to see if you're getting results. The last one in here is a little secret that most people know, but they don't acknowledge. And this is one of the biggest problems of people being lazy and not getting stuff done. You ready? Everybody's got a million ideas. We all have a million ideas. Everybody loves ideas. Everybody loves to talk about them. Guys, you see it all over social media, on boards, on Facebook groups. Here's the reality. Ideas are a dime a dozen. Everyone's got one. The secret is he or she that can execute will get it done. You have to focus on execution. I've even seen really bad ideas with good execution work, as crazy as that sounds. But I will tell you, I've seen the greatest idea in the world with the worst execution, and you will never get anything done. So whenever you're putting something together, like learning wholesaling real estate, you have to come up with an execution plan that is laser focused. How do you do it? Number 1, set up your calendar. Book it, make it non-negotiable. Number 2, use your block time accordingly. Number 3, roll it into your KPIs for any type of sales and marketing. And number 4, constantly review your execution on your business plan, specifically for wholesaling real estate, because that's how you move the needle. See, people that don't get stuff done, they get so frustrated and overwhelmed, they feel like doing nothing is the same result. And then procrastination kicks in. I'm here to tell you, you have to take these measurable steps to keep moving forward, and understanding it always comes down to execution. And guys, you've got to use these steps to move forward. So if you are struggling with trying to get stuff done and trying to be productive, take this video and break it down, replay it a couple times, and understanding that you got to stop being so hard on yourself. Number two, you've got to feed your mind the right stuff. And we are going to convert willpower to discipline. And then you're going to take the 4 actionable steps I just shared in this video. And this is how you absolutely crush laziness. And this is how you get stuff done. So guys, let me know in the comments if you are going to use this to your advantage, and whatever thoughts you think you might add to us to help us all be much more productive. So if you like this video, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive videos just like this on the best information on wholesaling today. Guys, this is Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video.